So we are here at Latitudes in Alpena, and as you can see, it is that time of year. It's March Madness, my favorite time of the year. As you can see, I brought a couple familiar faces. We have sports anchors Larissa, Liska, and Mike Jakucionis. We're gonna talk a little bit about the bracket, a little bit about March Madness. But first, I have a pretty interesting question. What are we drinking?
Well, Mike, I've got a George Killian's Irish Red here, and I figure right after St. Patrick's Day, it's not green, but it'll do.
Still celebrating, I like it. I like it. How about you, Larissa?
You can't go wrong local. Austin Brothers Numero Juiceau. This is great. Just the right amount of Merc, has a little bit of bite to it.
All right, and I've got a New Belgium Fat Tire. Pretty delicious. Haven't had it before. It's pretty good. I like it. It's not too bad, but...
Well, cheers.
Cheers. Sorry, I'm jumping the gun here. I jumped the gun a little bit.
Oh, there we go.
Cheers to March Madness. So first, if you could watch the tournament anywhere, any place on this planet, where would you watch it? First, we'll start with you, Mike.
So, Mike, if it were up to me, I would actually love to work one of those games. I got the chance to shoot an ACC basketball game last year. I saw Clemson when they absolutely destroyed Pitt. Gabe DeVoe shot like 12 three-pointers in that game. And that was really an exciting environment for me. And that's something I would love to get back to, and even on a bigger scale. I mean, it doesn't get any better than March Madness.
How about you, Larissa? What about you?
I'd have about the same answer. I remember when I was in college covering NCAA Media Days, and UConn, Shabazz Napier was there. I interviewed Tor Watts in the locker room. He's a no-name guy that played 25 minutes the whole season, but he was a great leader on the floor, and that's why he was a senior on that team. I would love to be there on the sidelines. But let's face it, realistically, I'd love to be at a bar, I'd love to have some drinks, I'd love to have some food, maybe right here in Alpena. I
mean, that's where all the magic happens. That's where you really get into the games. Obviously, being there would be awesome, but you gotta watch it, I think, from a local establishment. I feel like that's the best, or the comfort of your own home.
And get the great commentary you don't get on TV.
When you're looking at this massive bracket, so many different teams, so many different conferences, what strategy do you use to kind of tackle this?
There's a lot going into it, but I really wanted to pick the Michigan teams because Michigan and Michigan State both played well this year, no doubt about that. Then I had to pick my Texas teams, had to pick some back homers. And then I picked North Carolina up top along with Duke, but North Carolina because that's my sister's boyfriend's team and I have to give the Tar Heels some love.
How about you, Mike?
Well, I tried to put myself in the position of the committee. I tried to look at strength of schedule, points per game, rebounds per game, hot performers, streaks, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, you know, it's March Madness. Anything's gonna happen, and I guarantee you my 3 hours of research on this, it's gonna go right out the window in the first round.
It's gonna be done by Thursday. So let's go on to our Final Four picks because that's what people wanna know. Who is in your Final Four? Larissa, we'll start with you.
Well, I'm looking for a fourth time to meet up, Michigan and Michigan State, and then we've got North Carolina and Tennessee. That's what I've got. I think it's gonna be great.
All right, Mike, how about you?
I almost have the same one. I don't have Michigan State going to the Final Four. I think they're a better team than Michigan personally, just because you know what to expect from Michigan State. But I think they have a tougher bracket, and I just don't see them getting past Duke. So I've got Duke, Michigan, Tennessee, and the University of North Carolina, with Duke winning it all.
All right, now let's check in with our bartender's picks.
So my picks are Michigan State University in the East. I just see them being able to take Duke. I have Florida State going in their bracket. I see them being able to overtake Michigan in the final there. I have Tennessee, and then I have North Carolina looking like the top #1 seed, and Michigan State going all the way.
Now for our final question of the day, we have to ask, who is gonna be standing on top of the bracket at the end of the tournament? Who's gonna be your national champion? We'll start with you, Mike.
Well, I know it's a popular pick. I'm going with Duke. And one of the things I really want to talk about, Mike, is Zion Williamson. We hear a lot of talk about him in the media for his play and all that kind of thing. But at the same time, I actually got the chance to meet him while he was still playing in high school. I got to attend his signing. And he really is just a great person on and off the court. And my bold take for this year, he's going to play at least one more year at Duke.
That is very bold. It's hard to see him passing up the NBA because he is a first-round pick. He is the first pick. He's a very powerful player. I think that's very bold. We'll see what happens, but Duke, good selection. Larissa, how about you? Who are you going with?
This is where we differ. We know the East is the hot spot, but I am going to go with the Michigan State Spartans. They have Cassius Winston, who orchestrates the entire offense, and when he doesn't, Tom Izzo lets him have it. Then you got the big men downstairs. You got Nick Ward and Xavier Tillman. Love both of those guys. When Nick Ward was gone, you could tell. He was great on defense, great on offense. That opens up my Texas man, Matt McQuaid, from deep at three-point range. They've got a good overall team. I will say this with R.J. Barrett, that's going to be tough, and Williamson, that's just going to be tough against Duke. That's going to be the top matchup. But if MSU can get past that, they can face North Carolina in the championship, a rematch from 2009. And those Tar Heels took it that year. So I think Michigan State can top them this year.
So two storied programs, Duke and Michigan State. Larissa keeping it local. Mike going with the heavyweight, the favorite to win the tournament. Thank you both for joining me. Great analysis. Let's cheers to that. And cheers to the tournament. You can watch it right here at Latitudes.